Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Shh. Okay, the clock says it's time to start, so I don't want to keep everybody. Welcome to Coffee Chat. We have a very special treat for our invocation this morning. Laurel Mundell.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, Laurel. And now for a double dose of patriotism, Jim Jandro will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. All right. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. And I'm just excited to say hello this morning and almost goodbye. Okay, we'll start our meeting this morning with our human resource recognition.
First up, I'm looking around to see if she's here. For Employee of the Month for November is Janae Harris. Is Janae here with dining? No? Oh, no. Is this better? User error, I apologize. Oh, okay. So, as always, even though she is not present, I always would like to celebrate the individual anyway. So let's recognize Janae as Employee of the Month for November. Janae has been a dining server here at Cypress Village since June of 2022. She consistently brings a smile to every resident she serves, showing a deep commitment to providing excellent hospitality. Janae is known for her positive attitude, friendly demeanor, dedication to making every dining experience memorable. Her genuine care for her residents truly shines, and we are grateful to have her as part of the team. So congratulations to her. Our next Employee of the Month is our Ebony Lloyd. Ebony, come on up. She is a med tech for Assisted Living Memory Care Neighborhood. So Miss Lloyd has been with us since April of 2008. She has served Cypress for over 15 years, and she is the cornerstone of the neighborhood. Not only does she provide exceptional care for our residents, but she also assists with scheduling and is, again, one of the longest tenured members of her team. She is reliable. Her expertise and her willingness to support her colleagues have made a significant impact in her department. Ebony, we thank you for your unwavering dedication and in your incredible care you provide every single day. We congratulate you. Would you like to sing?
Thank you all.
Yes. No, that's fine. Sir. So we will now move on to Rookie of the Month, Rookies of the Month. We have Katie Agrios from Skilled Nursing. Is Katie in the house? Come on up, my dear. Katie joins us as a CNA. She's been with us since July of 2024. And in a few short months, she's been a remarkable impression. Katie's compassion and attentiveness to our residents have set a high standard for patient care. Her eagerness to learn, her positive attitude, her teamwork make her a wonderful addition to our skilled nursing team. Katie, we are excited to see all the great things you will continue to accomplish. Well done.
Thank you for having me at the Cypress team. I appreciate everybody.
Congratulations. Last but certainly not least, our second Rookie of the Month is Marissa Cooper, who is from ALMC as well. Come on up, my dear. Marissa is a caregiver in assisted living memory care neighborhood. She's been with us since September of 2024, and in such a short time, she's also proven that she's invaluable to her team. Her ability to connect with both residents and her colleagues have helped create a positive atmosphere in the neighborhood, and we celebrate you today as well, and we can't wait to see what else is in your future.
Thank you all for having me as a part of the Cypress Village team. It's been a pleasure working with you all, and I hope to continue this career.
Thank you to everyone. Congratulations to all. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, congratulations to all of our wonderful employees, and you all are just the best of the best. Thank you. Okay, as many of you may know, our treasurer, Shelba Weatherall, had to resign due to health reasons, so Pam Imholtz, our secretary, will give us the treasurer's report this morning.
Good morning. If you turn over to the back of your program, or agenda, I should say, you can see the treasurer's report. The balance in September was $1,267.72 due to coffee chat contributions, which we really appreciate. So because it winds up supporting either scholarship or employee fund, so please. Don't hesitate. We're not just going out and drinking with the money. The money is the money is going to back to worthy causes. So at the end of October, we had 1,346, and still that 72 cents. So anyway, thank you for your contributions, and God bless you all.
Thank you. They got the fat lady crammed up against the wall this morning. Okay, our committee reports, Barbara Poniatowski, Healthcare Committee.
Good morning. Nice to see so many people here. So I am the chair of the Healthcare Committee, have been since I joined the RAC. And so this morning, I just would like to share with you, we have a new initiative in the Healthcare Committee, and that is we have a new program that we're putting together with the help of administration, and that is a Cypress Village garden club. So any of you gardeners out there who would like to garden, we would like to welcome you. Carl Schaefer is heading up and taking the leadership position in that role, and if you all have looked outside of Middleton's, you've seen the boxes out there with all the nice herbs in it that are being used by our culinary staff. And at some point, maybe we'll have enough so that people can add them to their own culinary things. But we also have the ones you probably can't see unless you're over in the health center and look down. In the health center garden, we also have boxes now over there, the raised boxes. And so Carl really needs some help. Watering, fertilizing, weeding. So if you have a pair of gloves and a gardener's heart, he would welcome you to come and help him. Just give him a call. He's in the directory, and he'd be more than happy to have you join us. So this is part of the initiative of the five physical domains for the 5 domains for wellness. Actually, gardening is a very good way I use it for stress reduction most of the time. So it's a very good stress reducer. It's also physical. You do not have to bend. I wanted to say that for those of you who want to garden, but you can't bend over. With the boxes, you will not have to bend over. Okay? So the other thing I want to remind you, we have our last Lunch and Learn of the year on November 21st. We still have a few slots open. We're talking about brain health. Should be a very interesting conversation. So please come see Ashley or Chrissy and sign up for that. Thanks.
Thank you, Barbara. And Jim Jandro wants to give us an update about what I understand was an incredible day yesterday for the veterans, and also a couple of other things that are going on.
How lucky you are this morning. I have to bring my folder to include all the comments I'm going to make. That's the way it is. It's also my last chance to talk to you all. So I'm going to take this opportunity to address a couple things. First of all, yesterday's Veterans Day event, which started in the morning with recognition of those who were departed, who left Cypress Village, and identifying those who were also new veterans to Cypress Village. The color guard was there present, and Miss Laurel did her rendition. Such a wonderful rendition, and really brings us, to understand why we are veterans. Then we had the Veterans Dinner, and served approximately 150 people in a sit-down environment in a 3-course meal, and had some guest speakers. And what I want to do now is provide to you my thanks for, one, serving on the RAC for 3 years, the Resident Advisory Council, and also being the chair of the Veterans Committee. As you know, my 27 years in the Army, veterans is a passion for me. So I'm going to start thanking Ty and his total staff because of the support that Ty gives us to the veterans and their families and the widows and widowers. Ty, thank you very much. Because it starts with you and rolls down to your staff. Thank you. When I talk members of his staff, Lisa Drew and CLS and her staff were really major supporters of us, whether it's a service birthday or setting up the events on Veterans Day. It's greatly appreciated for what she has done and the way she brings those things together for us. Then you have Tyler, his dining staff. First of all is the service birthdays and support we get, and then on top of that, especially the dinner. I don't know how he's able to do all that and feed us all at one time, but Tyler and his staff do it. And on top of that, understand this was Tyler's first time of having such a large banquet. And he did an outstanding job. Thank him. Laura Mondell did 2 renditions for us twice. She did it for the Veterans Recognition and also for the Veterans Day dinner. Laura, you are the highlight of those events. Thank you. Sales department. They're the ones that sat the people. They're the ones that escorted the people to their tables. You know, I walk around this area and over there in the Loon's Nest, and you know, I'm trying to read the numbers on the cards, and boy, I'm glad somebody was escorting people there. Thank the sales department. Of course, can't go without saying with the Veterans Committee. I start with Roger Argalis, Ed Gowan, Ed Frolick, Tom Johnston, Tim Pertams, Ned Zuzindinis, I'll get it, and his work in the Veterans Lobby, Bill Worth, and it'll be Mike M., our civilian employee who is part of the Veterans Committee. And then last night we had some other people that were part of the Veterans Dinner. Father Kelly. Many of you know Father Kelly, who says Mass here Saturday and Sunday. He gave And then there's Admiral Hutchting, a 2-star admiral, retired 2-star admiral that talked to us. Tim Pertams, who did the missing man. Bob Bathke, who identified the World War II vets that were there. We have a total of 5 World War II vets living here in Cypress Village. 4 of them were honored. Jerry Godano, Robert Martin, Jim Parsons, Chuck Walker, and Bob mentioned Nick Zolpo, who could not attend. There may be others that I have forgotten to thank. If there are, my extreme apologies. Many of you are part of all this, and many of you also attend these events, and I greatly appreciate your doing that. I'm going to move to the next item on the agenda that has my name on it, and it's called the Employee Appreciation Fund. This is a note from Linda Doherty as chair of the Employee Appreciation Fund. Your contributions this year are coming in at a higher rate in dollars and number of households. Households being defined as apartments and houses. As Linda says, and as you just indicated, that participation is heartwarming. If this were to continue at a slightly higher rate, the residents could provide employees with an increase over last year. Let's call it a COLA, cost of living increase. This is entirely up to you. The challenge is there. Think about what you gave. You have heard what the employees are telling you about the importance of our contributions, especially during this part of the year as we approach the holiday season. If you've already contributed, thank you so very much. If you haven't, open your checkbook, write a check, and deposit it in the library. Now, even if you have contributed, think about what you gave. Can you add to that contribution? We all know the importance of the Employee Appreciation Fund. Tell the Cypress Village employees what they mean to us by writing your check and depositing it in the library. Every check that has been written has either been deposited or those from last week will be deposited today. I couldn't deposit them yesterday, the bank was closed. But I will be making a deposit today. So, thank you very much, and I thank all of those who have worked very hard for the veterans. Ty, thank you again.
Don't leave, Jim. Don't sit down, Jim. Don't sit down yet. Every year, Jim, don't sit. Jim. Every year, the Residents Advisory Council collects, as you know, the money at Coffee Chat, and we give as much as we possibly can in the spring to the Scholarship Fund, and now to the Employee Appreciation Fund. Thanks to you, we are able, you heard the treasurer's report, there's $1,300 in our account. We have to leave a balance so we don't have to pay fees and that sort of thing. But we are giving the maximum amount that we can, which is what we're asking you all to do, is give the maximum amount that you can to show our wonderful, wonderful staff. You heard the wonderful things that some of them have done this morning. Every month you hear the wonderful things they do. You see signs all over the building now recognizing the different departments and the different things they do. As Jim said, think about what they do for you and give from the heart. And we are trying to give from our hearts and would like to present this check for $800 to the Employee Appreciation Fund. Okay, thank you. And now it's time to hear from our management. And I think Lisa Drew gets to tell us all about a bunch of stuff she's got going on.
Hello, everybody. I'm honored to have a seat at the grown-up table. Finally. Hey, I'm going to go off script for a minute, just for a quick minute. I've been so happy to be part of the effort, along with Louise and the RAC and the Employee Appreciation Fund, to increase the contributions. So we had talked about hearing from some staff who to tell you about how important that bonus check at the end of the year is. So I'm going to tell you my story. So a lot of you know that my first career as an adult was in the music business. I was a songwriter. I was very successful. I did everything that George Bush said to do with all my money. I put it away. I invested in the stock market. And when the economy tanked, the music business tanked. In the space of about 3 months, I lost about $300,000 and my home, because I could no longer afford to pay the mortgage. With the help of some friends, I did make the move from New Jersey to Nashville, where I'd had a lot of my success. And because the music business wasn't what it was, I really struggled. For a while, I was on food stamps. And through divine intervention, I ended up in a career as an activity assistant. And I was working at a community called the Heritage at Brentwood, which was an LCS community, and they had the Employee Appreciation Fund. At that time, I'd been hearing, oh, this is going to be really great. And I was really hoping that the check was going to be enough money to pay my electric bill and my car insurance bill. So the way they do it at the Heritage, they have a big presentation like this, and every employee is called up by name. They're introduced, what they do. All the residents clap, clap, clap. They give them their check. So I went up, I got my check. The meeting was over. I went out into my car. I opened the check, and it was for $1,100. And not only was I able to pay my bills, but I was able to pay my rent. And the next year, I was able to pay the tuition that it took to become a certified activity director. And that's how I am here today. So you never know what's going on with any one of us. So thank you for your contributions. I can speak from experience that it means a lot to us. Okay, so. Thank you. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what's coming up. I do want to say thank you to all the outgoing RAC members that I've had the opportunity to work with over the last couple of years, and whoever it is coming in, I'm looking forward to working with you. It's a really nice partnership. I hope we all feel the same from both sides. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about November. I do want to talk to you about one thing that is not on the calendar. This is a resident here in Jacksonville. His name is Jack Burke, and he was going to come in and talk to us about some of the research that he's done about space and intergalactic travel in life. But we had to cancel that because of the hurricane. And so he wanted to come in and speak in November. The calendar was already done. So we have him coming in next Wednesday, the 20th. And the title of his talk is There Anybody Out There? It sounds very interesting. So he's going to be here. His name's Jack Burke. I'm going to send out the email flyer to everybody just to remind you. I think it would be nice to give him a nice attendance, but also you might find out something interesting. So that's coming up on the 20th. Excuse me. Next week on the 14th, we have rescheduled the woman from the ARC community right around the corner on Hodges. That is a community for adults with some disabilities. We do have some staff members here who live there, and they are looking for volunteers. I work with them a little bit to help them find music for their residents. And so Ellen Burson is going to come in and talk to you about some volunteer opportunities there. They have a really nice cafe that's open on the weekends, and they need people to volunteer to man the cafe so the residents can have a place to gather on the weekend. Then on Friday, we're going to Ballard Designs. There's still a couple of spaces left for that. Our annual holiday market, this is the 3rd annual, and it's getting a little bit bigger each year. So this year, we've got more vendors than we've had, with a lot of interesting things for you to purchase, kick off your holiday gift-giving shopping. It's going to be fun, and Brianne will be here selling her cookies. So you get to see Brianne and buy some cookies. Okay, so then a lot of you had a really fun time at Burnt Glass Works. We went and made pumpkins. On the 29th, we're going again to make a snowman. So I think we have a spot or two left for that. If you want to go, get in touch with us. In December, we have a lot of stuff coming up, and it isn't even finished yet. I'm still working on December. But Nancy Blanton, many of you know, I don't know if she's here today. She is an author, She writes, I've read one of her books and it was great. She writes historical fiction, primarily about Ireland. She has a new book coming out. I don't know the name of it yet, but she is going to give an author talk on the 3rd of December at 2 o'clock. And I'll have more information on that when the calendar and newsletter goes out. And then we have a couple of outings on Sunday the 8th. We're going to the Palms Presbyterian service of Lessons and Carols, the Beaches Fine Art Series, Spanish Brass. Hope that's not my phone. I think I put it on silent. And then we have coming in, I really like to have lots of music opportunities in December. The Jack Symphony Youth Orchestra is coming in to do a holiday concert. We also have a candlelight concert at Friday Musicale that we're going to. We're going to the Glowing Gardens at the Arboretum on the 12th. On the 13th, we have our Jingle Bell Bash. Really fun Christmas party, so make sure you sign up for that. Jacksonville Flute Duo is coming back on the 14th. They'll be here. On the 16th, we're going to Stetson Mansion for a tour of their beautifully decorated holiday home. On the 17th, I was talking to Jim Wiedemann as he was working on the new train room. And just in passing, he was telling me about a guy who oversees the local chapter of Train Enthusiasts, and he was describing his incredible train layout. And of course, my mind goes to, oh, maybe we can go there. So I called him up, and we are going to see his railroad extravaganza. He's a really nice guy. He also is part of the Jacksonville Wind Symphony, So he's helping us get some programming in with the Wind Symphony. On the 18th, we're going to make candy canes at Sweet Pete's. On the 19th, we're going to the Jack Symphony Holiday Brass, Organ, and Percussion Concert. On the 20th, so the last couple years, we've gone to the Night of Lights in St. Augustine. You get on the trolley, you drive around, blah, blah, blah. This year, I thought we'd do it a little differently, so we're doing a sunset cruise. We're going to see St. Augustine lights from the water. So that will be fun. So that's on the 20th. Then on the 23rd, we have Cheryl coming in. We're going to do some Christmas Eve caroling. And then on the 27th, we're going to a magic show at the Florida Theater. I got seats on the floor, so we don't have to deal with the steps. And then, of course, on the 31st, we will have our New Year's Eve cocktail soiree. The theme this year is going to be black and white, so start planning your outfit. And that is about it for what CLS has coming up. I know some of you heard that we are getting a new staff member. Her name is Jay Ellis. And her sister, I hired her sister to be the assisted living activity coordinator, and she is doing amazing. She's lovely. I think you're all going to enjoy working with her. And that's it for me. Thanks. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Ty reminded me. So this year, the last couple years, I've had a really nice team. Nancy, Linda Daugherty, Virginia, occasionally a few others came, but they were the core group that helped me do our best to decorate the community. Ultimately, we felt like there was more that could be done, but it really needed a professional. So we interviewed a couple of professional decorators, and we decided to go with Kuhn's Flowers. So they will be coming in on the 30th of November. That's a Saturday. And they will begin to decorate the community. And from the designs that they drew up for us, it's going to be beautiful. So I hope you all enjoyed it. What triggered that for me was last year I overheard some of our residents coming in the front door from the lobby saying, "Oh, we just got back from Fleet Landing. We were looking at all their beautiful Christmas decorations." I'm like, wait a minute. I want people to come here to look at our Christmas decorations. So hopefully they will. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Sounds fantastic. And I'm going to take just one little tiny bit for personal reasons and also add to that, don't forget the choral concert by your own Cypress Village singers and handbell concert. And those are on, Barbara, the 8th and 9th? Chorus, 8th and 9th, and the ringers on the 8th. And we'll have a couple of ringers that'll also be ringing with the chorus. So since I'm a ringer, I had to throw that in and add that. So we want you all to come to that too, okay? Sorry, Lisa. And I think we have another presentation here from Ty.
Thank you, Louise. And just a few comments to close prior to the exciting election results that we're going to hear here real soon. First, just a big thank you to everybody in this room and out in the community at large for your continued engagement in Cypress Village. Honestly, it's the residents that make the difference. The staff is here to support the community, but it's the residents that really drive everything that's wonderful about this community. So a big thank you to all of the residents. I did want to acknowledge the outgoing resident council members. A big heartfelt thank you to those council members who are going to be rotating off this year. So we have Ms. Shelba Weatherall in Dining Committee. Little round of applause. Shelba, thank you. We have Mr. Jim Jonro, Veterans Committee Chair. Served many years on the RAC as well. Thank you, Jim. And Ms. Carol Luckenbach. I didn't see Carol anywhere, but Carol's out of town as the Activities Committee representative. So let's give Carol a big round of applause. And by the way, Carol is up for re-election. Just a little plug for her. But all of these residents really served and dedicated their time and efforts to the village to make the village the best it can be. So really a big thank you to them for rotating off and supporting the community. Now this special thanks happens to go to the resident to my left who has been representing the RAC as the president for the last year, and her name is Louise Fontecchio. I was going to say hold the applause, but that's okay. We'll give her a couple of applauses. So over the past year, maybe a little bit more, Louise has really stepped up and shown remarkable leadership in this position and really has achieved a lot of things. And I wanted to just specify a couple of those highlights. She was the driving force behind spearheading the reassessment of several resident advisory council bylaws. She provided instrumental support for the Employee Appreciation Fund, which Jim had just acknowledged. We are up year over year and showing some momentum. So thank you there, including the successful kickoff of the cookout we had out at the Boathouse. She also led and contributed to various and other impactful initiatives throughout the community. And I really think she is going to miss being the president, even though she won't tell you that. But Louise has really left an incredible legacy for her tenure here. Her vision and commitment have made Cypress Village a better place to live. I really enjoyed the partnership. I'm sure my staff and team did as well. So Louise, just as a little token of our appreciation for your efforts, this is heavy. Hold on.
You make me cry. Oh, you are making me cry.
Louise. That's really just a small token of our appreciation. But I can tell you, Louise was very diligent in meeting with myself and our team, management team, every week, every Thursday. She was there on time, unless she was out of town. And a lot of times those meetings went beyond an hour. A lot of times we would sit there upwards of 2 hours. Her enthusiasm, her dedication, and her real commitment to this community were very evident to me. So again, a big thank you to Louise for her efforts. Thank you. Just told her I had a job for her. All right. I do also want to acknowledge the residents who ran for election, which we don't know the results of yet. So thank you. I see several of you, all of you out there today in one section of the room today. So thank you to all of you who ran this year. Takes a lot of courage, definitely a lot of dedication for those of you that know who have served, to offer your time, talents, and treasures to our community and the council. And whether you're elected or not, your willingness to participate and the courage it took to run means a lot, and we thank you for that as well. Round of applause. And last but not least, this just goes out to the whole community. The resident engagement here at Cypress Village, honestly, I think has hit an all-time high. I feel so much better than we were a couple years back, and it was really, really tough up here addressing the community. I feel a lot better. We're going in great places. We got great people, but with that, just a huge thank you to all of you. Everybody's involved. I see everybody here doing something at Cypress Village, and it means a lot and it inspires me and my team. But thank you for all that you do, but mostly by volunteering, by being a good neighbor, by supporting programs and events here at Cypress Village, and all of that passion and commitment makes Cypress Villages what it is today. So with that, let's get on to the election results. I'm going to turn it back over to the council president, Louise, for that. But thank you all again for everything. Have a great day.
Thank you, Tom. And thank all of you. It's been a great year. And I don't want to stay 2 more years. I didn't run for re-election, but it's a sad and happy day for me. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Getting on with the elections. Before Wendy comes up to tell us about the results of the elections, one of our residents has asked Paul Kierans to make a little statement on his behalf. Paul?
Good morning.
Good morning.
As many of you know, Bill Swan has withdrawn his candidacy for the election. So when you hear the results, be aware of that. In turn, he has asked me to read a statement on his and Deb's behalf. Bill's statement is as follows. Hello to all my Cypress Village friends and neighbors. First, thank you for your support during the recent election. Next, as many of you know, I have had the last 2 months numerous surgeries, procedures, tests, and probes at Mayo. The prognosis for all of the medical conditions has degenerated substantially since the 1st of November. I'm now in a great deal of pain in all parts of my body with no relief in sight. I do not wish to be a burden to my wonderful wife, Deb, the CV staff, or any of my friends. Hospice will begin this afternoon. Please remember me fondly as the guy with a lot of good ideas and as a trivia team player. Deb will set the celebration of my life in the near future, and I hope you all will attend. God bless.
So, with that news, which is obviously very sad, and with the withdrawal of Shelba from being able to serve, Wendy has some very good news for us.
I'm going to keep you on suspense for just a little while longer. I'm sorry, and I know you may be tired of clapping, but please, I had a tremendous experience working with the nominating committee. And they are Janet Allen, Kate Chambers, Kathy Creighton, excuse me, I keep messing her name up, Tom Clare, and Jim Griffith. Can't I remember that? Jim Griffith also served and helped us out. And I'll tell you, if I ever have to do a committee again or be on one, I wish they would join me because it was a great experience and they did tremendous work. I also want to thank Katie Amador. She was tremendous help in getting the election packet and the electronic voting going. She wouldn't do it without her. Okay. We had, going to the election, we had 321 votes cast. 196 of them were electronic and 125 were in person. We know that Shelba Weatherall has resigned from the committee, and unfortunately Bill Swan had to withdraw. So we have 4 candidates, we have 4 vacancies, and we have 4 wonderful new members for the They are, and I'm going to do this in reverse of alphabet because poor Jim is always last. So Jim Wagner is one of our new members. And Roger R. last, and Carol Lugenbach is here. Thank you. And they will have much success, I'm sure. What did I miss?
Can they come up over here and
Can
let me
you
get a
come up
picture?
for a photo op?
Thank you. At the end.
At the end.
Yeah.
At the end.
At the very end. At the end.
So,
No rush.
it was my, no, well, it was good, I was.
Thank you, Wendy, and thank you for your service and for the service of the great committee. You all don't realize how much work is involved in the nominating committee, but, you know, today's the day to start thinking about the fact we're going to need one next year too. So start thinking about how you can help us out next year. Okay, we are done with our meeting. And I'm going to adjourn it in 1 second, but I want to find out where is the meet and greet going to be in here? Are they going to bring the food in here? Is it?
Tyler wanted to change it out. It's behind concierge outside and in the lobby.
Okay, concierge, the meet and greet, there'll be some food as I understand it. So everybody please join us out there. We should have our employees out there for you to meet with, get to know some of the people you never get to see, get something to eat. So, you know, I know there's nobody at Cypress Village that's not going to come and get a free lunch, right? Right? Okay. So thank you very much, and I will ask before everybody goes out, if the new and old RAC members will just stick around for just a second, so we can get a picture, and then we will all join you all out in the lobby. Meeting adjourned.